It's week 4 this week. I'm going to talk a little bit about Mike Vick crying and the NFL telling him, no, you're wrong. We're going to talk a little bit about Cam Newton. Is he for real? We're going to talk a little bit about maybe Bill Belichick might have been exposed by the Buffalo Bills last week. I'm going to give you my week 4 picks and a very, very special 4th and goal this week where I discuss who the hell proclaimed that Dallas was America's team. Good morning on the West Coast. Good afternoon right here in the heart of the Midwest. I am the Trubl Zone. Welcome to the Red Zone.
So right at night, your man is high on life. I arrive the same way. Now I'll decide. Scene set to get back. All the things we left behind. Step back, I'm coming inside. Alright, not here to start a fight. Are you receiving me?
Earlier this week, Michael Vick went on a tirade in a press conference, not blaming the refs, but blaming them for him getting a lot of late hits. Before I go any further, I'd like to actually air that video if I could. Cue it.
Protect myself. Still didn't get a flag. And that's pretty much been the story for the last 3 weeks. And I mean, obviously at some point, something catastrophic is going to happen, and I broke my hand. Not to blame the refs or say it was their fault. It's just one of those unfortunate situations, and I just think more precautions should be taken when I'm inside the pocket. I mean, if you look at all the replays, I'm on the ground every time, and it's unfortunate for myself. It's unfortunate for my team, and I'd be lying if I said I wasn't. If I would sit here and say I wasn't frustrated right now because of that.
You're not getting the calls that other quarterbacks get?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, right off the bat, I'm going to say that this week the NFL has put in a little bit of work researching Michael Vick's claim. And the fact is Michael Vick is wrong according to the NFL. Another thing what I want to point out is purely from a outside looking in standpoint, because I don't have access to everything that the NFL does. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a cold. As soon as that ball is in Mike Vick's hands, you don't know if he's going to be a quarterback or a running back. It's been that way his whole career. Brady, Roethlisberger, Rivers, Breeze, Manning, Little Manning. When the ball hits their hands, you know they're going to drop back and throw. They're a pocket quarterback. Michael Vick is a running quarterback. The thing that Mike Vick does not realize is the fact that a referee doesn't know from 1 minute to the next if he's going to be a running back or a quarterback. So, a lot of Mike Vick's complaints are pretty much his own fault. Now, do I think that he should be given the exact same penalty, be awarded the exact same penalties as everybody else? Of course I do. But here's the thing. He is. Mike Vick is just frustrated because he's got a porous offensive line that is letting everybody and their brother through, and he's getting hit a lot. Mike Vick is a small guy. You put him next to Ben Roethlisberger. Peyton Manning is a mountain. He doesn't look like it on TV, but Peyton Manning is a mountain. Phillip Rivers, not a small man. Tom Brady, even though he dances like a queer, not a small man. The dude is small. These hits are going to hit him a lot harder. The thing is, you got to man up and not act like Tony Romo. Mike Vick, your complaints are falling on deaf ears. Nobody's buying it. Nobody cares. Now, Cam Newton. Wow. The guy's legit. Now, he's got some inexperience, and he's obviously not good in bad weather. We saw that last week. But when it comes down to it, I think Cam Newton's legit. I think he's going to be an excellent quarterback. When it comes, when you compare him to other guys, okay, first off, let's talk about the Denver fans' favorite little boy, Tebow. Tebow's never going to be a starting quarterback. Cam Newton already is a starting quarterback, and he's a good one. He's exactly what the Carolina Panthers needed at the quarterback position, not what they needed to win games. He has to have weapons, and he has to have protection, but that'll come in time. I really think he's going to lead Carolina Panthers to at least as close to prominence as they can get. Also, last week, the Buffalo Bills. I picked the Patriots on my picks. I'm happy I was wrong. Brady threw 4 interceptions, and those were not, mistake interceptions. I mean, there was athleticism involved for the Buffalo players to reach out and grab those passes. And I really think maybe Buffalo sees something that maybe some other teams haven't. Maybe Bill Belichick has finally been exposed, and his plans are, the Dark Lord of the Sith of football, the Darth Vader of football has been figured out. They now know how to counteract him. And if now that Buffalo's figured out, if other teams start figuring out, I really think that we're going to see the Patriots for what they really are and for what I've said they were all along. My Week 4 picks, I'm taking the Lions on the road over the Whack Boys. I'm taking the Bears at home over the Panthers. I'm taking the Texans at home over the Steelers. Taking the Titans on the road over the Cleveland Browns. Bills, I'm taking on the road over the Bungles. I'm taking the Rams at home over the Skins. That is the only one I'm really not certain on. I'm taking the Vikings on the road over the Chiefs. That could go either way. I mean, we're talking about 2 really horrible, horrible teams. And let's be honest. Here's how the game is going to go. Kansas City wins the toss and elects to receive. Kansas City fumbles. Vikings recover. Vikings fumble. The Kansas City Chiefs recover. Chiefs fumble. Vikings recover. See the pattern? It's just going to be constant fumbles and just constant mistakes on both sides of the ball. If you want to take a nap tomorrow and you get this game, this is the game to watch. I'm also taking Frisco on the road over the Eagles. Taking the Saints over the Jaguars. The Jaguars really they're not going to be good at all this season. One of my 2 locks of the week, I'm going to take the Falcons over the Seattle Sea Chickens. I'm also going to take the Desert Rats at home over the Big Blue Screw-Up Crew. Taking the Chargers at home over the Fish. That is my second lock. Raiders over the Patriots in Oakland is my upset pick of the week. I'm also going to take the Ravens at home over the Jets. And on Monday Night Football, with Indy having their second or third or fourth or fifth or some dude off the street quarterback, I'm taking the Bucs over Indy in Tampa Bay. Home field advantage doesn't matter nothing in that game. The Colts are just horrible without Manning. This week's 4th and goal. Josh Wack, feel free to plug your ears right now. What douche did the survey that proclaimed the Dallas Cowboys are America's team? The Dallas Cowboys are more hated by most NFL fans than the New England Patriots. They are the most hated team in the National Football League. It's pretty pathetic when you have an owner who is so arrogant and such a horrible, horrible owner in Jerry Jones that he has to gloss his team, America's team. You don't gloss yourself something like that. It's the biggest douche move on the planet. And Cowboys, you officially not only made it into my 4th and goal, but you're also the douche of the season as far as I'm concerned. The Dallas Cowboys are the douches of the season. America's team, not in the zone. I got news for you. We tell it like it is here in the red zone. And the fact is, Cowboys, you are not America's team. You are America's most hated team. On the Trubl Zone later this week, you're going to see it. We're going to have the Trubl Zone, Red Zone, NCAA Zone-tacular. It's going to feature myself, my boy T-Money, who you may remember is the musical director for the Red Zone, big SEC fan, and our buddy Jerome, who's a big Denver Broncos fan. We're all going to sit down and we're going to discuss happenings in the NFL, but also we're going to talk conference realignment and how that may affect the draft. So make sure you tune in for that. For myself, my whole crew here at the Trubl Zone, I also want to thank all of my fans. I almost forgot, and that's horrible of me, but we hit a gigantic record this week. We've destroyed every previous record with last week's show. It was amazing. Carlos Sandoval, the head editor of the Pigeon Toe, was flabbergasted at the amount of hits. You have turned the Trubl Zone's Red Zone into the flagship show here at the Pigeon Toe, and I thank you for it. I'm the Trubl Zone. This has been the Red Zone. I will see you later on this week for the NCAA Zone-tacular. I'm the Trubl Zone. Zone out.